Welcome to this class. Dear students, yesterday we have discussed about gymnosperms. Today's topic is about angiosperms. Angiosperms are the flowering plants. These plants form large group of present-day flora. Angiosperms are highly advanced plants in the plant kingdom. You have studied algae, fungi, bryophytes, rhodophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. From the evolutionary point of view, angiosperms are highly advanced plants. In these plants, the ovules are found within the ovary. The female reproductive structure in angiosperm is the pistil. Pistil consists of ovary, style and stigma. Within the ovary, the ovules are present. That is, the ovules are enclosed in the ovary. Naturally, the seeds are found within the ovary or within the fruit. The ovary after fertilization develop into fruit. So in angiosperms, the seeds are found or protected by the fruit wall. Now we just compare with this with the gymnosperm. In case of gymnosperms, the ovules are naked. They do not have any covering. Naturally, the seeds are also naked. Hence, gymnosperms are called naked seeded plants. Okay. The angiosperms are nothing but the flowering plants. These plants produce flower at the time of reproduction. So the flower is the reproductive part. Okay. Now, let us see the characteristics of angiosperms. Angiosperms are found in all types of habitats. All types of habitats means the plants are found growing on land, terrestrial forms. Some of them are found under water, aquatic forms, hydrophytes. Some of them are also found growing in the xeric environments, that is in the deserts. desert plants. Say, some of plants are found growing at Himalayan region where the atmosphere is cool, moist. So like that, the angiosperms are cosmopolitan in their distribution and found growing in all types of habitats. Okay. The plant body is a sporophyte. The size of the sporophyte, it varies from small size to a tall tree. For example, if we examine the plant Ulfia, it's very small, almost microscopic plant, you can say. Very small plant, found floating on the surface of water. At the same time, plant like eucalyptus. Eucalyptus means Nilgiri Mara. A big tree measures more than 100 meters. ಸುಮಾರು 350 ಅಡಿ ಎತ್ತರ ಇರ್ತವೆ. Very big trees. Eucalyptus means Nilgiri Mara. The angiosperms economically very important. Say, look here now. These plants are used or they provide food. So the food we are eating today is derived from the angiosperms. ನಾವೇನೇನು ಆಹಾರ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ಈಗ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಫಾಡರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹುಲ್ಲು ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲ್ಸ್. ದ ಫಾಡರ್ angiosperms also provide fodder to human beings or human. Angiosperms, the plant body is used as fuel. ಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್. Angiosperms form the source of medicine. Many angiospermic plants are used as medicine or medicinal plants. Very common. You take tulsi. ನಾವು ತುಳಸಿಯನ್ನು ಮೆಡಿಸಿನಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. And also provide timber, commercial product. So angiosperms provide food, fodder, fuel, medicine, even timber. Okay. Now, the angiosperms are mainly divided into two classes. Class dicotyledons and the class monocotyledons. Class dicotyledon, as the name indicates, Di means two. Coti means cotyledons. These form a group of plants which produce the seeds. The seeds contain two cotyledons. ನಾವು ಶೇಂಗಾ ಬೀಜನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಎರಡು ಕಾಟಿಲಿಡನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಗೋಡಂಬಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಎರಡು ಕಾಟಿಲಿಡನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇಳೆ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ಬೇಳೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಡಲೆ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಎರಡು ಕಾಟಿಲಿಡನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೂ cotyledons. But if you examine the monocot plants like ragi, jawar, maize, contain only one cotyledon. So, based on the number of cotyledons, angiosperms are classified into dicotyledons and the class monocotyledons. Okay. Now, the reproductive structure at the time of asexual reproduction, the flower is produced. The flower is nothing but modified shoot meant for sexual reproduction. The angiosperms are the flowering plants. After completion of vegetative growth, produce the flower. Okay. The flower is nothing but the reproductive structure of an angiosperm. If you dissect out the flower, a typical flower you can say, consists of calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. In a flower, the male sex organ is called stamen. Each stamen consists of the basal filament and upper anther. Anther produce pollen grains. After meiosis, later on the pollen grains produce the male gamete, the sperms. Okay. So which is the male reproductive structure? The stamen. Okay. Now, next we shall pass on to the next. The female sex organ in angiosperm is called the pistil or gynoecium. The gynoecium consists of ovary, style and stigma. The ovary is made up of carpels. Inside the carpels, the ovules are present. The ovule contain the female gametophyte, namely the embryo sac, which is haploid. The embryo sac contains egg apparatus at the micropylar end with two synergids. So the egg apparatus consists of two cells, two synergids and one egg cell with female gamete, the egg or the ovum. 3 antipodal cells are present at the chalazal end. At the center, 2 polar nuclei are present, which later on fuse and form a diploid definitive nucleus or secondary nucleus. Okay. So that is about the embryo sac. Now, when the stamen mature, anther produce the pollen grains. Pollen grains, after pollination, deposit on the stigma, either by wind or water or by animals. It germinate and produce pollen tube. The pollen tube contains 2 male gametes, the sperms. The pollen tube grows through the style and the stigma on the style. Reach the ovule. When the pollen tube enters into the embryo sac, the tip bursts. 2 sperms are released into the embryo sac. Okay. Pollination ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸು ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಟಿಗ್ಮಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸು ಜರ್ಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮಿಟ್ಸು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬು ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಬರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮಿಟ್ಸು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ. So among 2 sperms, 1 sperm fuses with the egg. This we call fertilization and form what is known as zygote. So this process is called fertilization or syngamy. The other sperm or the male gamete fuse with the secondary or diploid nucleus and form primary endosperm nucleus. This process is called triple fusion. Why we call triple fusion means the diploid nucleus is definitive nucleus is diploid. The sperm nucleus is haploid. 2 plus n, 3n. Fusion of 3 nuclei takes place. That's why it is called triple fusion. Okay. In angiosperms, thus fertilization takes place twice. One of the male gamete fuses with the egg. This process is called fertilization. Other male gamete fuses with secondary nucleus. It is called triple fusion. Hence, the fertilization in angiosperms is called double fertilization and triple fusion. So this is a special character of or unique character of angiosperms only. Okay. After fertilization, what happens? The zygote develops into embryo. The primary endosperm nucleus develops into endosperm. The ovule develops into what is known as seed. What is seed? The fertilized ovule is called seed. After fertilization, the ovary stores reserve food material and mature into a fruit. The ripened, fertilized ovary is called fruit. Okay. All these are the characteristic features of angiosperms. Okay. These characters we don't find in other groups of plants. Okay. Now you can see the slide showing the life cycle of angiospermic plant body. Angiosperm plant ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೊರಾಂಜಿಯಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ನ ಬರಂಗೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಜರ್ಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆದಾಗ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೋಲನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓವ್ಯೂಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಗ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, zygote ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. zygote develops into embryo. Okay. The sporophyte produce the sporophyte again. Gametophytic phase is very much reduced, as in case of gymnosperms. Okay, study this slide. Now see the female reproductive structure. The pistil, okay, the embryo sac, the zygote, embryo. Okay. Next is the life cycle. ಲೈಫ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಲೈಫ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, haplontism. Most of algae shows haplontic life cycle. Haplontic life cycle means the plant body is haploid, that is, the algae plant body is haploid, which when reproduce form zygote. Zygote represents the diploid body. The zygote undergoes meiosis and again produce spores. Spores develop into haploid plant body. What is haplontism? In life cycle of algae, haploid plants again produce haploid plants only. Example, algae like volvox, Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas. Okay. The meiosis which takes place at the in zygote, hence we call it as zygotic meiosis. In angiosperms and gymnosperms, the life cycle is called diplontism. What is diplontism? The diploid plants produce diploid plants only. Diplontism. Careful ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ some of the algae like fucus, sargassum belongs to the class Phaeophyceae are diploid plants. Shows diplontic life cycle. Very important for neat examination. Okay. ಆಲ್ಗೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಸಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಸಮ್ಮು ಇದೆ. ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಸಮ್ಮು ಆಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಜಿಮ್ನೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರು. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸು ಬ್ರಯೋಫೈಟ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ produce diploid plants. Diploid plants again produce haploid plants alternatively. This is called haplodiplointism. Very good example, bryophytes. Okay. So life cycles of three types: haplontism, diplontism, and haplodiplointism. Okay, thank you. With this, the plant kingdom comes to an end. ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರು ಮುಗಿದಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಕೊನೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.